And if then just when you started building your brand, or actually when you decided to build your own brand, was LinkedIn actually your first choice as a platform? And if so, why LinkedIn?
Yeah, technically, yes. I was always sort of posting on Instagram and TikTok, but far more personal stuff, like never really anything related to business. It was just like my personal life. And then I basically ended up meeting a girl who I went to college with for a lunch. We hadn't seen each other for like 10 years. And she was like, oh, it would be great to catch up. She was doing really well in the business world. And I was like, I would love that. We went for a lunch, we sat down, and she was like, why are you not on LinkedIn right now? And I was like, I this was probably about a year and a half ago. And I was like, I mean, isn't Instagram and TikTok where it's at? And she was like, no, you need to get on LinkedIn like right now. Start building your personal brand over there. And I was like, really? Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm going to start doing that, but I'm going to start sharing some like social media advice. I want to position myself in that space over on that platform. And I'll still share like personal things too, because I do believe that's important. But I'll start off by posting like 3 times a week. And thank God I had that lunch with her and she told me that, because it genuinely has been so beneficial to me and the agency and the business and everything. It's not just for business, but even like the connections I've made on there. I've made some really great friends through LinkedIn, people who I
Mhm.
genuinely love hanging out with just for fun. And that
Yeah.
would have never happened if I didn't start posting on that platform. It's
Mhm.
incredible the conversations you can have and the people you can reach on there.
I agree. And like people literally from all around the world, all kinds of areas of expertise from everywhere. And the potential is huge. And especially you see how it's growing with new people coming in and the potential. And still, the number of people who are there who post actively compared to other platforms, it still feels like untapped potential.
It's There's a huge potential there still. Like, I'm not sure on the exact stat now, but a year ago it was only like 1 to 2% of people who were LinkedIn users posted. So
Uh-huh.
that content gap is huge. I mean, you've got like 98% of people just watching. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's why sometimes you'll open up LinkedIn and you'll see content from like 4 or 5 days ago, because there's still a huge content gap. They need
Mhm.
more content on there. And there is, yeah, a huge potential for growth on there right now still. And I think over the next few years, it's really going to boom as a platform.
I think so too. And it's always worth reminding because I feel like that maybe you share the same view as well, but I feel like almost everyone thinks I wish I started earlier. So the perspective of how many people there are, how many people post shows you that I know it's cliche, but it's never late to start.
It's never too late to start. Yeah, there's no better time than right now, basically. And the
Mhm.
time's going to pass anyway, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
start. And
exactly.
I think people have a real fear around starting. I think there's so much pressure for that first post. If you've never posted before,
Hmm.
it's like, I need to say
Hmm.
something monumental here. And it's really
Yeah.
not the case. Like, you learn so much by just doing, and just like, honestly, it's all data in the beginning. Like, just smash out 3 posts a week for like 3 months. No one's really going to see them in the beginning, to be so honest. Like, my first post got like 2 likes or something, like, and that's great. You want that, because you're
Hmm.
still finding your way and learning what works. And after a few months, you start to get the data then of like, oh, okay, that post performed really well. Why? Like, what hook did I use there? Or was I extra personal in that post? Did I share a good story? Was I being
Hmm.
really helpful? What are people saying in the comments? And then that's when you can really start to build out a good strategy for your personal brand. But you can't do that without starting.
Yeah, I completely agree. Remember that even starting and doing it bad, it's still step forward over the person who's overthinking and waiting for perfect moment or perfect post or something.
Absolutely. You're always going to be ahead than somebody that's not doing anything.
Hmm. And do you then just feel like that when you started, you had maybe a bit of advantage thanks to your previous experience, or was it like entering new space? So, what did you feel like actually?
I feel like maybe just in the terms of like having a journey within the content world that I could share. But I
Hmm.
think every single person can start just as they are, like everybody has their own unique story, their own unique journey. And even if you feel like you don't have enough experience, you still have more experience than the person who's 2 years behind you, who's maybe hoping to be in the space you're in, or hoping to be in the job you're in, or maybe they want to pursue the same thing that you want to pursue, and maybe you haven't achieved it yet, but you're going to share your journey as you're learning and going and how you're doing it. Like, there's always something you can talk about, and your
Hmm.
unique perspective is always valued by somebody, I think. I
Yes, yes.
really disagree with the whole, oh, well, I need more experience before I can start posting there, or I haven't really worked in that role for long. Don't care. Like
Mm.
that, you can definitely talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to work much better if even you don't have experience, but you have some kind of unique angle and just the reason for people to follow you, like your content, and make you recognizable compared to someone who's got loads of experience, but maybe the posts sound like someone else are over polished or maybe doesn't post at all. So don't overthink
Totally.
it and just do it like
Don't
that.
overthink it. And we bring it back to being authentic again, right? Even if your first
Hmm.
ever post is like, oh my gosh, I'm posting on LinkedIn, scary. I'm going to be starting this journey. Like, there are so many people that would relate to that first post. They would be like, oh my gosh, wow, they did it. Like, I feel the same. I feel scared to post. You can talk about being scared to post as a post. There's so much you can do. And it just comes down to sharing how you really feel. And yeah, like you said, your perspective, your unique angle. That's what people want to read.
Yeah, I agree. And did you just mention before that you started roughly a year and a half ago, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, a year and a half, I'd say it was.
Because I always like to remind just kind of time where person started, because I think people also look for shortcuts or think that it just takes a few weeks or I don't know months or something, but it actually takes time to build your brand.
It really does. Yeah, you've got to play the long game here. But like we said earlier, the time's going to pass anyway. And I don't think you need to be posting 7 days a week. I know there are a lot of creators that do that. And I think fair play, like that is good going. It is hard. I personally post 3 times a week. I know some
Hmm.
people do 4. I think it's all about finding like a rhythm that works for you that you can maintain really long term, because you do need to be in the game long term. Like there's no point going, okay, I'm going to start posting on LinkedIn. I'm going to smash out 7 posts a week. And then after a month, you're like, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm bored. It's
Hmm.
not working. It's so much
Yeah,
better to do 3 a week for a year than,
exactly. And
than
again, it's probably going to sound cheesy, but quality over quantity. What's the point of putting posts 7 times per week if just to fill the feed, or I don't know why.
absolutely. Yeah. Quality over quantity every single time.